Every year, millions of people decide to change. They mean it, they feel it, they write it down, say it out loud, tell the people closest to them. This time is different. This time they are ready. This time the pain of staying the same finally outweighs the fear of doing something about it. And a year later, they are in the exact same place. Same patterns, same excuses, same quiet disappointment sitting in their chest like something they have learned to live with. This is not a story about lazy people. Lazy people do not try. This is a story about people who try harder than almost anyone around them and still cannot seem to move. If that is you, what I'm about to say is going to hit differently than anything you have heard on this topic before. Here is the truth that the self-improvement industry will never tell you. Most people who fail to change are not failing because of a lack of effort. They are failing because they are trying to change their behavior while leaving the thing underneath it completely untouched. Think of it this way. Imagine a tree with diseased roots. You can trim the branches, repaint the bark, water it every day. With perfect consistency, it will look better for a while, and then the disease in the roots will climb back up, and everything you fixed will fall apart again. That is what most people call a relapse, a failure of willpower, a personal weakness. It is none of those things. It is just roots. The behavior you are trying to change, with the drinking, the anger, the self-sabotage, the going back to the wrong people, the shrinking when you should stand tall. That behavior is not the problem. It is the symptom. It is the branch. And no amount of cutting branches fixes diseased roots. The root is always the same thing. It is the story you believe about who you are, not who you want to be, not who you tell people you are, who you believe you actually are when nobody is watching. Nobody understood this more painfully than Oprah Winfrey. By the time Oprah was 30 years old, she was one of the most recognizable faces on American television. Successful by every external measure the world uses to decide a person has made it. Money, fame, influence, millions of people who felt like she understood them personally. And privately, she was in a war with herself she could not win. For decades, Oprah fought her weight publicly in front of the entire world. She tried every diet, every program, every system. She had access to the best nutritionists, the best trainers, unlimited resources. She would succeed for a while and then the weight would return. And with it the shame. And with the shame, the cycle would begin again. In 1988, she pulled a wagon of fat onto the stage of her show to represent the 67 pounds she had lost. The audience went wild. She thought she had finally done it. Within months, the weight had returned. For years, the world watched and judged and had opinions. Magazine covers, talk show segments, public commentary about her body as if it belonged to everyone who watched her. And Oprah kept trying, kept failing, kept trying again, with more discipline each time, with more resources, with more determination, and the cycle kept repeating. Because discipline cannot fix a wound, resources cannot reach a root. Determination aimed at the wrong target is just suffering with better branding. It was not until she stopped treating it as a weight problem that anything actually shifted. Because it was never a weight problem, it was a wound problem. A story she had been carrying since childhood, about her own worth, her own safety, her own right to take up space in the world. The moment she started working on the root, the belief, her behavior began to change in a way that no diet had ever touched. She said it herself. You don't become what you want, you become what you believe. Not what you try, not what you plan, what you believe. Here is what this means for you. And this is where I need you to stay with me. Every time you have tried to change and failed, you were not weak. You were working on the wrong thing. You were trimming branches and the roots were still there. Quietly waiting for you to get tired so they could climb back up. The question that actually changes people is not what do I need to do differently, it is what do I believe about myself that keeps producing this. That question is harder. It is slower. It does not come with a 30-day plan or a checklist or a before and after photo. It requires you to sit with something uncomfortable without flinching away from it. But it is the only question that reaches the root. Because here is what nobody tells you about identity. You will never consistently act in a way that contradicts what you believe about yourself. Never. Not long-term. The mind is too powerful and too efficient for that. If you believe you are someone who always ends up alone, you will find a way to end up alone, even inside relationships that start well. If you believe you are someone who never finishes things, you will find a way not to finish even when everything is going right. If you believe you are fundamentally not enough, no achievement will ever feel like enough, because the belief filters everything. James Baldwin said it simply, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." The thing you have not faced is not your behavior. It is the belief that created the behavior. That is the thing in the dark. That is the root. This is Stoic clarity. Every video on this channel exists for one reason: to say the thing that is true instead of the thing that is comfortable. The next video goes even deeper into the invisible beliefs that run your life without your permission. You already know you want to see it. Subscribe so you do not miss it. Change is not impossible for you. It just has to start in the right place. And that place has never been your behavior. It has always been your story.